Greetings, Taurus, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. Jumping in here, getting your rune for the energetic past, we have Berkana. So Berkana is the beautiful beginnings, familial style type of nurturing, like a mother's love coming from that birch goddess's rune, Berkana. It's like the growing and nurturing of that new birch tree. So like knowing how to nurture it as it evolves, or being able to begin new shoots of that birch tree, right? Being able to begin and being blessed with these new beginnings here in your recent past. So you could have been challenged with this aspect or blessed with this aspect. Take what resonates here, Taurus, and leave what doesn't. As we continue, we're going to get a little bit more clarity here for this. In your energetic now, is this rune Gibo. This is an irreversible rune. This is a very stable rune. Whenever we have the lines that go like that on the Gibo rune here, or in any rune, that's a very stable rune. Okay, so this is the balanced reciprocity, give and take. Gibo means gift. You could be receiving gifts or are in the process of thinking about giving and receiving. We have some holiday shopping that's coming up here, so you could have that on your mind simply. This could also just be a partnership, that reciprocity in that sort of aspect. It could be a relationship with yourself, your divine counterpart, divine source even. Could be a working partnership, a family member. With Berkana here and Gibo, this could be a familial style type of reinforcement and blessing here, like a gift from a family member, or maybe in addition to, like, you just got married, right? Is what I'm kind of feeling there, like spouses joining up kind of thing. You were in that sense of beginning and you've like kind of made that commitment and that partnership. That would be beautiful. If that is you, let me know in the comments below. This isn't going to resonate for everybody, but you will definitely get this message if it is meant for you. In your energetic future, we have Algies. Algies is that rune of faith. I just like to simply say faith. It's very grounding energy. Whenever that line is going straight down, it's very grounding energy. Whenever the line goes straight up, that's that divine connection. And here's the rest of your antlers on the elk. Algies is the elk rune. So the antlers are your built-in divine defense, your built-in divine protection and connection. This is also helping you with your increased sense of faith that you can make it through whatever you began here with this partnership, this give and take. Maybe a little bit unsure about having healthy no strings, like invisible strings is what I mean, kind of guiding you along, where you're just being in your reciprocity and being guided by faith in your partnership rather than in your guessing. You're kind of in your knowing of that here in your near future, which is beautiful. And this is also a very good rune for protection, defense. So if you are kind of being challenged with your aspects of gifts or give and take, this just says move forward in faith. You're grounded, you're divinely protected and connected. Just keep on doing what you know to be within your faith, okay? In healthy, divinely guided ways here, let's hope, okay? In your energetic influence of the now, this is Naldi's. It's the rune of needs, constraints, and limitations. It's kind of like, it sounds a lot like now this. Naldi's is when you're going up your divinely guided path. Remember, starting from a very grounded point and getting divinely connected, right? Now you have this log blocking your path, now this. And it has to be addressed fully, this balanced out need, constraint, limitations here. So this log on your path can be transmuted and made into any rune, and Gibo is one of those that it can definitely be. Or, in your near future here, this isn't too far away from being turned into Algies either. So this is balancing out the energetic influence, anyway, of sudden constraints, limitations, perceived wants versus actual needs, perceived limitations versus actual limitations. We get into our heads quite a bit here, Okay, Taurus, but you're called to just remain grounded here. When the veil grows thin and whispers call, truth and shadow dance for all. Runes reveal what hearts may hide, guiding your spirit from inside. The spirits stir, the old paths wake, the runes speak truths no mask can fake. Readings await, message below, to find out what only runes can show. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, their wisdom moves through midnight air. If not your sign, still cross-watch through. Sun, moon, and rising call to you. Now breathe, return where fate is weaving, back to your Samhain rune reading. Here as well, let's actually get your advice rune here. Yeah, you are in your head a bit, aren't you? Okay, so let's take that energetic leap here. I'm kind of laughing here because this is Pertho. This is that rune of uncovering the mysteries, right? Going through that initiation. Divine is like holding up his hands here saying, look, take that leap. I got you. You did the beginning. And now let me catch you. Do that faith, do that trust fall kind of thing, right? This is the Gambler's Cup. It's also known as, this rune is nicknamed the Gambler's Cup. This is in that aspect in the sort of a friendly competition or a board game or even a pregnancy where we know how these energies begin, right? We want to guide it to the best possible outcome, but we don't really know. We just know what we could make it into. So we adjust and we go along with these energies the best we know how, and we come up facing just a little bit in a different direction, shifting perspective, having been initiated through the process, uncovering the mysteries going through that process, right? So maybe I think I see you adjusting, some of these aspects about what is an actual want versus a need. Do you have invisible strings attached to this partnership, this reciprocity aspect in your life? Go ahead and go through with this. Take this energetic leap and you will have your increased sense of faith, or at least an answer about your faith in the future here. So what's the most likely outcome for all this here for you, Taurus, for this beautiful rune reading? Tiwaz, this is the god Tyr's rune. This is beautiful. This is showing up for yourself, sticking up for yourself. This is that vector of victory. This is that daily dedication, turning this into discipline, right? Trusting the process and really being dedicated to this. The warning here in this is not to be a martyr. Remember that Tyr sacrificed his whole arm to stave off Ragnarok. All right, so if you're signing up to be a martyr at the end of this, just make sure you know what you're holding on to, what your faith is, right? Not saying don't be a martyr. Sometimes that is definitely what is called for. But I see this as more being victorious here for you, especially when you throw yourself in divinely guided ways, showing up and sticking up for your sense of justice, what is right? This is very much like a Libra-ish kind of energy with the scales of justice, right? That balance. And I think you're really balancing that reciprocity. And are you judging yourself and others fairly? Right? And part of you is called to trust this partnership. Part of you is called to trust this gift. Right? And by doing that, you're kind of dedicating it like towards building with this and having that enhanced sense of faith here for your future. This is beautiful. I love this for you, Taurus. Let's get a card of clarity from the Messages from the Fairies Oracle deck. The fairies are divinely guided beings who love to assist us in our journeys. And incidentally, the fairies are very connected to Samhain. So fairies, please show us clearly what message of clarity do you have for Taurus here for this week of Samhain rune reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I see you doing a lot of healing work for sure. This is healing, healed, healer. Healing energy surrounds you and this situation. So yeah, you might be correcting some mistakes in a partnership anyway, but you're not going to know unless you try. Something in your mind and your heart is saying you're not going to know unless you try. If you don't try, you know exactly what the answer is. But if you want to change that, then you got to trust the process and throw yourself into this initiation, right? So let's read more about what this Healing Healed Healer card has to say. If I could find the right page. Again, the energy of this card says healing energy surrounds you and the situation. So Taurus, the situation you're inquiring about is healing. Your prayers have been heard and are being answered at this very moment. You have healing abilities that you can use for the benefit of this situation, as well as to help others heal. It's as simple as that. Additional meanings for this card, Taurus, are that your life purpose involves healing. You or the person you are inquiring about are experiencing healing, like you're healing that partnership, healing your balance of reciprocity, your faith in that. Another meaning is know that the situation is already healed in spiritual truth. Yeah, just know and live that truth, right? Or another one is to take courses or read about healing. And finally, work at or open a healing center. Namaste, Taurus. Have a blessed and abundant week.